Every draft's got its own feel to it.
The Carolina Panthers are on the clock.
The NFL season has ended, but there is no time for the league's 32 teams to rest. In April, all teams will gather again for the annual event that determines everyone's future and introduces the world to a new group of future NFL stars: the NFL Draft. NFL teams use three main methods to build their player rosters. 1. Free agent signings. 2. Trading their players for players from other teams. 3. Drafting college players who are eligible for the NFL Draft. But how does the NFL Draft work? How does the league determine the order? How do teams get their picks? Let's examine one of the NFL's largest non-athletic sports events more closely.
The Houston Texans select Mario Williams.
What is the NFL Draft? The NFL Draft is a yearly event that spans 3 days in April and serves as the main avenue for recruiting new players for the NFL. This event allows teams to enhance their rosters by selecting the most talented college players available. The NFL event consists of 7 rounds of picks, with each round containing 32 picks that go to a single NFL team. This means that every team gets a chance to pick in every round. The order of those picks is where the excitement begins. We all know that being the number 1 draft pick is a significant accomplishment.
With the first selection in the 2005 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Alex Smith.
However, it's also thrilling to watch talented players emerge from lower draft positions and become superstars. Certain players can offer an immediate advantage to the team that picks them, while others may not. Nevertheless, the possibility that newly drafted players could take their new clubs to triumph motivates teams to vie for talent, regardless of whether it's in the first round or the last.
From April 26th through April 28th, this imposing football edifice will host the 83rd NFL Draft.
The beginnings of the NFL Draft. In 1934, the NFL established a waiver system for teams to pick up available players. However, Philadelphia Eagles co-owner Bert Bell believed his team was disadvantaged due to limited financial resources. This made it difficult for them and other teams with fewer resources to sign impact players. In 1935, Bell proposed an annual player draft to level the playing field and ensure financial stability for all NFL teams. And the league owners unanimously agreed. In 1936, the first professional NFL draft was held at Philadelphia's Ritz-Carlton Hotel.
It was in 1936 that the NFL held its first ever draft.
There were no formal scouting departments, agents, or 24-hour sports media coverage. Clubs selected from a limited pool of only 90 players, compiled from newspaper reports, college visits, and recommendations. How draft picks and drafting order is decided. The NFL Draft is composed of 7 rounds. Round 1 takes place on Thursday, rounds 2 and 3 on Friday, and rounds 4 through 7 on Saturday. Each round comprises of 32 picks, which means that every team gets 1 pick per round on average. The NFL Draft assigns each of the 32 teams a position in each of the 7 rounds based on their previous year's record. To break a tie between NFL teams with the same record, strength of schedule is the first criterion. This compares the combined win-loss record of the teams they played in the previous season. If the tie persists, divisional and conference records are compared, followed by a series of other metrics. A coin toss is used as a last resort if all else fails.
We have a key coin toss to determine the number 9 and 10 positions in the upcoming NFL Draft.
Status draft picks. Non-playoff teams 1 to 18, eliminated in wild card, round 19 to 24. Eliminated in divisional, round 25 to 28. Conference runners-up 29 to 30. Super Bowl runner-up 31. Super Bowl champion 32. This means that the team with the worst record gets the first pick, while the Super Bowl champions receive the last pick. The round ends when all teams have made a pick or traded. Trading draft picks. When teams trade draft picks, some may end up with multiple picks in a round, while others may have none if they traded their picks away.
Well, we have our first trade of the night. It's the Bears moving up 1 spot.
Draft picks can be traded with the approval of league officials up until and during the draft. It's important to note that some teams might choose to forego a higher draft position in one year in order to gain an advantage in a subsequent year by acquiring more picks. Additionally, teams may try to find good deals in the later rounds. While trading draft picks can be a complicated process, if done correctly, it can lead to substantial benefits. NFL compensatory picks.
Good for Cleveland, good for their fans. That's the right pick.
When a team loses players designated as restricted free agents, the NFL can award additional picks to that team. A free agent is a player whose contract has expired and is eligible to sign with another team. A restricted free agent is a player who is currently on a team but can receive offers from other teams. Restricted free agents may receive offers from other teams, but their current team has the right to match them. If they choose not to match, they could receive a draft pick as compensation. The NFL gives compensatory picks to teams who lose restricted free agents, with a maximum of 4 compensatory picks per team. Before the draft.
Nice 40. 4, 4, 9.
The NFL Scouting Combine takes place in February and offers teams an opportunity to get to know the players better. Every year, more than 300 of the best draft-eligible players are invited to demonstrate their skills at the Combine. The media and fans also shift their attention towards draft day during the Combine. Once the players have been assessed, the teams will create a list of preferred players they wish to draft. However, drafting any particular player is not guaranteed unless a team has the top 2 or 3 picks in the draft. Therefore, teams also determine alternative selections in case their first choice is not available. How players are picked in the NFL.
And no one, players, teams, media, commissioner, fans, knows exactly what will happen.
After the Super Bowl game clock expires, a countdown begins to the first player selected in the NFL Draft in April. During the NFL Draft, each team is given a specified amount of time to make their selection. In the first round, teams have 10 minutes to make their choice. The decision time decreases to 7 minutes in the second round, 5 minutes in rounds 3 through 6, and 4 minutes in round 7. Once they're set, they are officially on the clock. During each round, once a team makes a pick, they communicate their pick to the league official, and the NFL commissioner approaches the microphone, reads the pick, and welcomes the player on stage for a brief celebration.
The conversation about the Bengals leading into the draft is it possible if there is a quarterback on the board that they like?
If a team fails to decide within their given time, the next team can make their selection ahead of them. The team that missed their turn can submit their pick at any time after their turn has ended. However, they risk losing the player they were considering to another team. Top players often have informal agreements with teams before the draft, especially those who are expected to be selected in the early rounds. These agreements are reached through pre-draft conversations and negotiations. Teams and players often express their preferences beforehand to avoid bad picks. However, some players have had public disputes with teams that wanted to draft them against their wishes. If an NFL player is drafted but doesn't want to play for the team, they can request a trade or refuse to sign the contract. If they don't sign, they can enter the next year's draft. If they still don't sign with the team, they can become a free agent and sign with another team. What happens to players who aren't drafted?
Wayne Chrebet, I think Hofstra, and then I think White, which means you go undrafted.
If you enter the NFL draft but no team selects you, you become an undrafted free agent. This means you can still sign with any team in the league and have a chance to play professionally. However, the contracts for undrafted free agents are typically less lucrative than those of drafted players who are stars. Nonetheless, being an undrafted free agent is still a great opportunity to pursue a career in the NFL. The NFL Draft is a thrilling event that plays a critical role in shaping the future of the league. With 7 rounds and 32 picks per round, teams select new talent based on a combination of performance, records, and a bit of luck. The draft keeps the NFL competitive by giving the worst-performing teams the highest picks. As the event continues to evolve, one thing remains clear. The NFL Draft is an essential part of what makes the NFL one of America's favorite sports. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share your top players for the NFL Draft.